It's Wednesday, June the 26th, and you're tuned in to the TNIAB Podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show, where we talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world.
Oh, I just cracked my neck and it hurt my back.
You're a back herder, right?
Oh,
You're a back herder.
I slept weird, and now my shoulder blade hurts.
What do you mean you slept weird?
Like, I woke up 2 days ago, and just my shoulder blade just really hurt. Like, or the muscles around my shoulder blade. Because I don't think my bones can hurt. Unless they do.
Your bones can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, and then, like, for the past 2 days, the area around my shoulder blade has been really stiff.
And so what have you done to alleviate this?
I have, like, a muscle roller. So I've been rolling on that.
Okay.
And then I've been trying to just brute force it out of there, so I've been doing push-ups.
For your shoulders.
Yeah, I guess, right? Apparently, if you, like, have it's out more, it focuses more on your upper back than your chest, or so I've heard.
I thought if it was out more, it focuses on your chest.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I've been doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Is it, if it's in more, it's your back, and if it's out more, it's your chest? Because I thought it was the same as, like, pull-ups, where if you do a pull-up, if it's closer, it's your arms, but if it's further, it's your back.
No. Because now you're changing the position of your body, right?
Gravity.
Exactly. Yes.
Got it.
You know have you ever used chest press machine?
Yes.
Where your arms are out wide?
True facts.
And now think about what you're doing.
True facts.
And now what does a wide grip push-up do?
True facts.
Same thing.
All right, I'm gonna start doing some more yoga. Was it upward dogs? And then maybe that'll help.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we worked that out.
I didn't really take science in school or biology or anything like that.
Well, we all got to learn somewhere, I guess.
And we learned it live.
Yes, we did. Together.
Oh,
the more you know. Wow.
Jinx.
Okay. To start off the show, we got 2 questions, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to check some other one here first.
I think we had one on maybe 2 weeks ago on the YouTube channel. Someone was asking us about, what was it? The Raptors game? The Raptors win?
Yes, someone did ask that. Yes, they did.
Found it.
I found it. It's from Lala Lon.
Lala Lon.
Lala Lon. Since both of you are Canadians,
Yes.
and I have seen Vince tweet about it in comments sometimes, or I've seen Vince tweet about it sometimes, how do you guys feel about the new NBA Sports Ball champions?
We did it, boys.
Did it.
We won the sports ball game.
Canadian heritage moment!
No, apparently. Yeah, Toronto was nuts.
Yeah, it was nuts.
They had, like, bajillions of people following a parade.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, but you had to be there for work.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like you were dedicated to the cause.
But I could join in and pretend I was. I walked into that crowd. It smelled like pot.
Well, pot's legal, so I guess
it most certainly is.
So yeah, like it's cool that we won. Though I did catch a lot of shit from my coworkers for putting up that Golden State Warriors sign after the fact.
Of course. I mean, what
like
did you
every
expect?
single person who walked into my office was like, "Ha ha!" And I was like, "I don't care."
Wow.
Yeah, and then the manager of the building learned that I actually know nothing about the Raptors. And she's like, "When was the last time you watched basketball?" I was like, when was Vince Carter on the team?" And she's like, "Whoa." And so she started sending me emails with video links that are like history recaps of the Raptors basketball team and like what you need to know to be caught up with the history of the Toronto Raptors.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not going to watch this. She's like, it's your homework. You have to.
Your raise is decided upon this.
I guess so. Jeez. She's not my boss.
But she has controlling authority.
She has control of the authority of the building. She might not let me in the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so it's, cool. Canada did it. It's great. We're on the map. I think what's fun about it is that even though it's the Toronto Raptors, it is pretty much Canada's team. I think that's the cool part.
Well, it is Canada's team because it's Canada's only team.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this, but the NBA is America and Toronto.
Yes.
Like I didn't realize that.
There were times when there was more Canadian teams.
Yeah, there's like a Vancouver team at one point or
the
something.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Vancouver Grizzlies.
And then they went to New Orleans, I think.
Milwaukee?
No, New Orleans.
I don't know. I learned it from a Japanese teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, she was just like, "Yo, did you know this?" And I was like, "No, that's hilarious." She's like, "I also thought that was hilarious." Because
Yeah.
it's just like America was like, "Okay, you guys can come too." Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. Yeah. As a yeah. So there you go. To be fair, Toronto wasn't there from the start. They're relatively new. They only were introduced in the 90s.
Yeah.
So it it was weird how that all ended up. But
Mhm.
hey, great stuff for the Raptors and for Raptor Nation and Drake. Yeah.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say a Raptors short form that rhymed with Naish, but then I was like, that's a bad idea. I was like, that's not. I shouldn't say that.
No, you shouldn't.
No.
Good for you. Great. So yeah, we're happy for the Raptors.
Thanks for the question.
It's
YouTube.
nice to put Canada into the world spotlight. Peter writes in, and he has a bit of an article here,
Mhm.
and he basically wants to know our thoughts on it. It's tough to. I'll explain the situation. Okay. Evangelion is really big right now.
Yes, because it's
Obviously.
new and it's on the thing.
Toy collectors love expensive giant robots, so there's a new giant robot out to buy.
Okay.
Okay. For reference, it is the metal build Ava 02.
Okay.
Okay, so giant red robot. And what happened was when it went up, the way Japanese collectible toys are, they go up for pre-order. I want to say at like 4:00 in the afternoon in Japan.
Okay.
Which basically means in the middle of the night for
so 5 a.m. here.
3
a.m.
3 a.m. here, Eastern time.
Oh yeah, because it's backwards.
Yeah. And it's like it's a pre-order hell madness. Websites crash. Blah blah blah. Nah. One website had decided that when they saw someone was trying to do bulk orders, they stopped them and they quizzed the buyer on the series.
Oh my god!
To see if they were a true fan.
That's amazing.
And Peter, they failed the quiz because the buyer was from China.
Yeah.
And I think it was like bulk so they could scalp.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Makes sense. Peter wants to know what we think of this practice and if it's something that should be implemented more.
On one hand, I fucking love it because it allows more people to get the toy who are fans of the product. Assuming.
You think so?
Right?
You think so?
Right. It depends on like how you answer those questions, what those questions are.
Yeah.
Like, can I put that shit through am I timed? Can I just put that shit into Google and figure it out? But also on the other hand, it is strictly gatekeeping.
It is 100% gatekeeping.
It's
almost worse than just what the situation is now.
Yeah. If I have the cash money, like what was the limit though? Like at what point did it consider it bulk?
More than one.
More than one?
Yeah.
Like maybe if they're trying to buy 3,
yeah,
I would say maybe it was a better idea. But if they're just trying to buy 2, like one to play, one to display type thing,
yeah,
like that's not really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. By definition, that is strictly gatekeeping.
Yeah.
But as someone who fucking hates like things like Ticketmaster and StubHub,
yeah,
and all the fucking scalpers for concert tickets,
yeah,
I kind of love it.
Yeah. I don't love it. I think it's as much as I would love things to always go to the people who I feel are most deserving. I think that's not cool. I hate to say it, but my favorite way and the way that I always felt is the most fair to this point has still been lottery.
It is the most fair. Just leave it up to luck.
Yeah.
Right?
Like it sucks because I never win those, but
that's what they did for the Tokyo Olympic tickets.
Yeah, right? Like it's just a lottery. Like just you put your name in and then boom, lottery. It hurts because like your chances are so low, but at least you had a fair shot.
Yeah. It's was it? I think maybe 2 years ago I was trying to get tickets to that Infinity Mirrors exhibit.
Yeah.
At not the Royal Ontario Museum.
Yeah.
But the Art Museum in Toronto.
Yeah.
And that was strictly a queue thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were using bots to like just get in the line as
Yeah.
soon as a server went live, not even
Yeah.
the page, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Stuff like that. And like that's really shitty. And that's where I was like, I would have been more okay with me not getting tickets
Mhm.
if I had lost the lottery
Yeah.
than if I had what I did, which is I waited in this virtual line for 8 hours to
Right.
try and get a fucking ticket.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it sucks. And I mean, this practice isn't new. Actually, a lot of high-end luxury brands implement this.
Oh really?
So
Well, like Gucci's gatekeeping purses? Like,
no, because so think of Ferrari,
yeah.
right? Next time Ferrari launches a limited edition car,
Mhm.
you can't buy that car.
I thought that was one of those things where they have to choose you to have the
Mo-
opportunity to buy it.
Basically, yeah. They choose you, they see your car history, and they see if you what your current standing is with Ferrari, and
Mhm.
if you're worthy enough to have the ability to buy this car.
See, but that seems a little different than because that's not like a general public thing, right? That's not like, hey,
Well,
we're putting the car up on Car Trader, but unless you actually know about Enzo Ferrari and his past of being a hermit, like you're not going to be able to buy this car.
well, that's just it, right? Basically, Ferrari's gatekeeping is are how much of a Ferrari fan are you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like you have to prove your worth,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. Another example is Rolex, right? You can't just go into a store and buy any Rolex.
Mm-hmm.
Rolex has a couple very very iconic watch models.
Yep.
Everybody will know them. But if you were to go into a dealer and be like, "I want that one," they would say no. They would laugh in your face.
You're like,
They would say you have to buy this entry level one first,
and then we put you in the book.
and then we put you in the book, and we'll call you when one's ready for you,
Mhm.
right? So it's like those things do exist, and it fucking sucks because at that point it's not I have the money,
Mhm.
it's do I have the
Well, it's still do I have the money,
Yeah.
but in a more roundabout way. It's
Yeah.
like I to actually buy that $700,000 watch, I
Yeah.
actually need $2.5 million
Yeah.
because I need to buy all these subsequent watches.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, I don't like those, like, there's such, like, highbrow levels of gatekeeping.
Mhm.
In terms of the luxury world, I don't want to say I totally get it because it is a luxury elitism sort of thing.
Like that's their whole market.
Exactly. Like, I kind of get, like, that's why they are the brand that they are.
Oh, you didn't get the limited
Yeah.
edition D&G?
Yeah.
Where it's misprinted, it has D&D?
Yeah, I get it. And I guess, as toys are moving more and more into the collectible only sphere,
Mhm.
I think we will see kind of practices like this more, but I still don't approve of it. I don't really like it
That's fair.
because I definitely feel like it hurts those who are just getting in, right? Like it
Mhm.
makes the barrier to entry just even harder.
But I want to know like how many of those people who are say like example
Yeah.
are just getting in are buying 3 EVA O2s.
I don't know, but
Right?
I'm just saying like the whole point of this is they want to put this as just from the get go.
Mm.
Like that's the question. Like, would you like this from the get? Like, in order to buy something?
Oh, they're saying that they want to implement that for all purchases.
Yes.
Oh, fuck that. That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah.
Right? If they were keeping it as like, hey, we just want to keep out these bulk buyers or
Yeah.
whatever, then I'd be like, I get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
get what you're doing. It's still technically gatekeeping, but I
Yeah.
guess I'm okay with it as long as me, a regular consumer, can still buy one.
Yeah.
But if their store is saying like for you to buy the newest Persona demon,
Yeah.
and to even buy one, you have to know the fusion materials that make this thing.
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a thing that exists. We'll see what happens.
You can not get hot toys anymore. All hot toys will be like, did you see the secret extended edition of Endgame that's coming out? No? Oh, then you can't buy this Iron Man. Get fucked, I guess.
Oh, I would hate that world. I would hate living in that world where it's just like one upping each other every day.
Yeah, the thing is, well, that's internet culture,
Yeah.
right? Like you go on
Exactly. I don't want the internet culture in my real world.
But what if the internet culture can solve
Do you
all of our
know
modern
why?
day
Do you know
problems?
why the internet culture is great?
What?
Because it's restricted to the internet.
If I don't want to be there,
Yeah.
some people take it out, and you're like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, and you're like, and they try to imply to the real world, and you're like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, you call them out on that shit.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. If you ever go on like NeoGAF or Resetera and stuff like that, like there's a lot of people doing that shit.
Absolutely,
I mean,
it's on every forum,
what was I
any
think
community.
there was one I saw recently. I forget which form it was, but it was about the Wii release or the Switch release of the Okami HD, and some guy in there's like, man, if you didn't even play it on the PS2 version, like, why are you even playing it now? It's like, bitch, because like people haven't played it. That's the whole point. What are you talking about? You
people are born every day. People
Yeah.
are coming in every day, but you want to be out here.
Oh, you didn't.
Shutting
You weren't
down.
You weren't a bait. You weren't like my age when Link to the Past came out.
You weren't born when
When
this
yet?
kid.
Like, oh, obviously you're not dedicated enough to the craft.
So disgusting.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty.
Okay, cool. Last question's from Paul.
Question 2
Yeah, he writes in, speaking of Freaky Fridaying yourself into a woman's body,
Yeah.
the first episode of the latest season of Black Mirror has 2 straight male childhood friends sleep with each other within a VR game by changing into their favorite characters of a video game.
It's hot.
For the 2 of you, or 3 if you're all there, what video game character would you choose to become in order to seduce each of the other members of
Ooh.
the podcast?
That's a dangerous question,
So,
Paul.
okay,
That's a dangerous
before we start,
question.
do I have to pick something that will appeal to both of you?
I think you got to go individual. Like someone that'll appeal to TJ, someone
shit.
that'll appeal to me. Then I pick
Oh.
someone that appeals to you, someone that appeals to TJ.
Oh fuck. Okay, that's hard then.
That's really hard.
That's really hard.
Asuka.
What?
Asuka from Evangelion.
It's got to be a video game
Oh,
character.
a video game
Yeah.
character. Oh, I missed that.
Because
part.
it's like the VR thing.
Oh, Lara Croft.
Oh yeah. I guess
It'd be over. I'd be like, hey, I'm.
which one? That's a good question.
Which I think we gotta say in this like context that if I go like PS1 Lara Croft, I don't have triangle boobs in real life.
So I get where you're coming from, but the problem with your answer as Lara Croft is she's just a girl. Like she's just a real girl. If this is the video game world, you gotta be more creative. Tifa Lockhart?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right. Fine.
Yeah, what if I had an anal bead that was all the beads were materias?
Oh my god.
And then we get it on, baby.
Oh my god. That's disgusting. Wow. Ugh.
I don't want you to finish this fast, and I still have a slow one up there.
Oh. Ooh.
But I want this one to be a quickie, so I haste it.
Oh man. Ugh.
That's got to be somewhere. That's got to be in a comic somewhere where it's like the fanfic. It's like Tifa and Aerith.
It's definitely in a doujin.
Yeah, it's in a
somewhere.
doujinshi somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's gotta exist. Okay. And who would you turn into for TJ?
oh, for TJ, that's a hard. Like the thing, he doesn't really talk about like video game crushes. Like that's a hard one.
That is hard. Even I won't know.
I'll just turn into Kratos,
The God of War.
the God of War,
Ah, yes. All right.
and you could admire me, no homo.
Got it.
Wow.
What would you do for TJ? I think we gotta like double team this one because like just wording,
Whoa.
phrasing,
Whoa.
phrasing. We gotta double team these ideas.
Oh, I see. Like I would just turn into Mega Man.
Oh, just turn into Roll. You just turn into an 18-year-old version of Roll.
Yeah, like sexy roll.
Sexy Roll. Yeah, that'd work.
Alright,
Yeah.
sure.
I think that would work.
Sexy
But-
roll or sexy seal.
But would it be the broom version of Roll?
No.
No.
Wait, who's the one in Legends? Not Roll. The
Tronbon?
Is that who it is?
The Misadventures of Tronbon?
Is Roland the giant robot?
Is that who it is?
And she controls all the serve bots?
She's the one who looks like Officer Jenny, right?
She has the hat. She was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I guess she would be the closest.
Yeah. Okay. Now I pick Roll.
Roll.
I pick Roll. I pick Roll.
But like EX Roll, Legends Roll,
Ooh.
Original Roll,
Ooh.
Battle Network Roll.
Mm.
Battle Network Roll has that Halo thing.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
She heals you, baby.
I don't know.
In this case, it's sexual healing.
It would have to be like an adult role.
It would have to be. You have to get the aged up version, the time skip version of
That
Roll.
or the chick from Tales of Berseria because she's already like super edged out
Yeah.
and she's just half naked
Wait,
already.
did you like Naruto? like are you a who's the girl with the scroll?
I like a lot of things.
Who's the girl with the scroll that summons all of the weapons from the
Summons
scroll?
weapons?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
with the Chinese buns.
Can I pick
I know
Leaf
who you're talking
Man?
about.
You pick Leaf Man. Amazing. Not gender bent Leaf Man, just Leaf Man. Man, you know, dude, you wouldn't pick Wood Man.
Oh!
Or what about Splash Woman
Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know who that is.
from 9? She's the mermaid.
Oh, her.
Splash Woman, the only female Mega Man
was
boss,
gonna
as far
say.
as I remember.
And
Woman. TJ, come on.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
I think it's got to be Roll.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, I don't even know who like unless it's like we cheat and we're like, yo, it's the Budokai games, so I pick Android 18, but the version from the Budokai game.
No, you pick Android. Who's the newest
What's the
Android?
version for the
19?
Budokai game?
No, who's the
It's just that she's
scientist?
polygonal. Is it 19? 21? No, I forget what her number is
Yeah, what's her number?
in the DBZ Fighters.
I don't remember.
She's like half Majin Buu, half.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it 20?
No, it's not 20.
Yeah,
I think it is 19.
Yeah, but she's hot in both forms.
17, 18?
She could do way more than one of the
Oh,
forms.
yeah, it's probably 19.
Yeah, I think it's 19
Yeah.
because it's 16, 17, 18, right?
Yeah, and then Dr. Rose 20 and his partner's 21.
Yeah.
The fat thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be. 18 it is? That checks out,
All
sure.
right.
Yeah. For you, I would turn... For Anthony, who would I turn into? So it would either be Bayonetta.
Oh, 9-foot witch Amazon lady.
Yeah.
Fucking dominate me.
And then I would just step
Let's
on you.
go.
I would just step on you.
Just fucking step on me, baby.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just fucking step on me.
Yeah, and then I would just use my hair and be like, yo,
Oh.
check it
I
out.
mean, you don't even gotta work. You just gotta
Yeah.
summon hair demons.
Yeah.
That one works.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of ladies in the video game
Yeah,
universe.
I'm thinking like I know there's so many that I should say, but that's the first one that comes
like
to mind.
DMC3 lady. Like, oh,
I would say all the DMC ladies,
true facts.
right? Or like all the girls. I mean, not just all the different versions.
There's
of
a lady? Yeah.
That's what I
Gotta
meant.
clarify.
Yeah. I would pick all the Dead or Alive girls.
Not all of them.
All right, well, just half the cast.
Listen, just Helena hit me up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Helena.
Helena hit me up.
Oh, okay.
That accent.
All right. Yeah. No, I think I would go with Bayonetta.
Yeah, that works.
Bayonetta.
that one works. Ooh, baby.
Oh, but I guess are we talking long hair or short hair?
Oh, I like long hair better.
Oh, so OG
OG.
the OG
yeah, Bayo
Bayonetta?
1.
Bayo one. All right. And then I guess the final part of the question is, who would TJ turn into?
Oh, to get us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ah.
So can TJ not pick the ones that we've chosen?
Yes.
So
You can't pick what we chose.
You can't pick Tifa and you can't pick
what you chose?
Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hard, right?
It's very hard.
It's hard because I don't really play the same games you guys do.
Yeah, true. I still think Laura Croft would have been a good one.
Yeah, but she's just like a girl. Like she's just like a human girl.
I'm just a girl.
Like that's I totally yes, but like I would never
But
deny
I
that.
assume she's like Batman. Like her superpower is that she's rich.
Yeah, but like she's also not fantastical like I want my
Okay.
video game heroine to be.
Tuffy.
Let's see.
Who's the girl from Tactics?
Final Fantasy Tactics?
Yeah, is there a girl in Tactics?
Do I have to turn into a girl?
Yes. Well,
I'll tell you, my second one for Anthony was Solid Snake.
Oh.
That booty. Dab booty.
Ooh.
No,
But I was like, no, it has to be a girl.
yeah, it has to be a girl.
Yeah.
I
All right.
I tried that other team once.
Oh, disgusting.
I don't want it.
Not all the way, just first base.
And it has to be from a game?
Yeah, it has to be video game origin.
Oh, Meryl though.
Meryl.
Oh, Meryl though.
Okay. Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here you go.
What are you laughing?
Oh,
Don't put me in jail. Like,
Do it. Do it.
no. Man. Yeah, I don't know.
damn.
I was gonna say Professor Oak.
Professor Oak? Wait, what?
You at that point you should have been like Trainer Lass.
Trainer last though.
No, but I'm not trying to seduce you. That's why.
Well, you specific, but that was the question. The
I
question is to
know.
seduce.
I feel like I just want to fuck with you guys though.
But what bet? Like we went through this before. I totally said that if I ever like shape shifted into a woman, I would immediately try and seduce one of my friends because immediately afterwards I would just be like, "By the way, it's me," and then just like fuck with your brains.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, damn. Maybe we'll come back next week. Maybe TJ does his homework.
What
What
is
about,
homework?
yeah,
I
what
got
about-
homework now?
yeah, what about for Vince though?
Vince.
I think I'm a little easier. I think mine are pretty simple.
Lewis Hamilton,
No.
the ultimate video game character.
Are you easier?
Yes.
I can't think of anything right
I
now.
feel like any redheaded protagonist in any video game,
No.
like any girl from The Witcher.
No.
See, but I haven't played that game, so I don't know anybody
No.
there.
Just think about like, you know what? I'll give you. It's super easy if you just think about like who's a famous Nintendo or like who are like important Nintendo characters that are girls.
Luigi.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, Gooigi.
That's a girl.
It can be.
Nintendo characters. I can only think of two.
Princess Peach?
Oh, I guess you're thinking of those ones with like.
No, I know exactly who you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're pretty simple. Like when I tell you, you'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah,
What?
I
Let me
probably
give
would.
you a hint. Also a 9-foot Amazon.
Oh, her! Oh, I completely forgot she existed.
Yeah. See,
Yeah. So Samus, right?
it's Samus.
yeah,
Yeah. It's absolutely Samus.
Now, would I go as Zero Suit?
Well, you think I'd say yes to the hunk of armor?
Yeah, but what if like
Maybe.
let me paint the scenario, all right, Vince?
Oh,
You're out in the at night, you're just in the woods. You don't even know where you are. Your car's out of gas, it died, and you're walking to the nearest
Yeah.
gas station. Well, all of a sudden, you hear "Rah!" from the bushes.
Ridley?
Yeah, and you're just like, what the actual fuck is happening right now? And it turns out, Vince, that you hold the power to the universe, and you're like, but I'm just an Earth human. I can't do shit against a fucking 10-foot space dinosaur
Yeah.
with wings. What am I gonna do? And then all of a sudden you hear choo choo choo, and it's an ice beam, and you're like,
Yeah.
what is that? And Samus morph balls in front of you, blocks the shot,
Yeah.
looks back at you, and is like, don't worry, I'll save you.
Okay.
But she's in the armor,
Yeah.
right? And then she saves you, and she's like, you're in grave danger. You have to come back with me to my ship. And then you go to the ship, and then she slowly takes off each piece of armor. And it's just like revealing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just bang out.
Okay, when she takes off the armor,
Yeah.
do I get the blue suit or do I get like the
You get the bikini suit.
oh the bikini?
Yeah, from like, if you beat
with
the
the
game,
booty shorts.
If you beat the game real fast, you get that one.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. It like digitizes off her, and she like Pantene Pro V commercials her hair. And she's like, are you okay?
Okay.
Can I make you feel better? And then
Okay. Yeah.
There you
alright, All right.
perfect.
All right.
Copyright
Checks out.
2019.
Checks out.
May I step on you?
All right then.
Wow.
I was just off the dome.
Clearly. Clearly, that was just.
I have a career waiting for me.
I can tell.
in X-rated fan fiction.
I
That was too detailed.
I know, right?
can tell. Wow.
That's a good question.
Thanks, Paul. We spent way too much time on that one.
No, man, that was a perfect amount of time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the whole episode. I think we should title this episode like Freaky Friday fucking with your friends.
Freaky Friday fucking with you.
With friends.
Fucking no. Like, is there any way we can take out the with, so it's just all F's?
Oh.
Because I don't want to say friend fucking, because that sounds weird.
Friend fucking Freaky Friday.
I guess that's better than fucking Friends Freaky Friday.
Oh yes, Friend fucking Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll think of it. We'll come up with something.
Right.
We'll just add the with.
Sure. Or not.
Or not. Who knows? It's all up in the air.
We'll just call it F4, and you all know what that stands for.
Everyone who's gotten this far.
Yeah. When you see the title F4.
Yeah. What's past cubed?
Oh. yeah. F to the power of 4.
Yeah, F to the power of 4.
Yeah. They'll. You'll know what it means.
Yeah. F superscript 4.
Yeah. You'll know what it means, guys. All right.
Amazing.
Time for picks.
Do you have anything?
Because
I got some stuff.
I do.
Okay.
Remember The Kingsman?
Yes.
Remember the sequel?
Yeah, it was bad.
What if I told you it's a prequel?
It's a prequel.
And it's called The King's
Man. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that's all I know.
To be honest, that second movie was such a disappointment that
You're done.
I haven't watched it since then. And unless they pull some wild ass shit, you know, it's that one scene in The Kingsman 1. It's that church scene. It's
Yep.
just so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Pretty good.
So yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't care. That second movie ruined the franchise for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I think that's all I wrote.
Mm-hmm. That's it? That's all you got?
I think so. There's nothing.
All right, so I got something for you. So the new hotness right now, you as an Overwatch fanatic would know best. That the newest hotness is loot boxes.
No, absolutely.
Loot boxes are some people say villainous. Companies would say
No.
golden gooses.
How could they?
Some people would say unfair.
No.
Uh-huh. But EA would say that they're surprises.
That's one way, okay.
Because EA was called in front of the UK Parliament of Digital Culture, Media and Sports, the DCMS, to discuss whether its games were quote-unquote leading to addiction and should be classified as gambling.
Yes.
And in the most specific cases, loot boxes.
Boxes of loot.
So EA came out and they doubled down, baby.
Yes, they did.
They went in front of Parliament, in front of this committee, and they're like, you know what? I wouldn't classify loot boxes as loot boxes. To be honest, we don't even call them loot boxes internally. We call them surprise mechanics. And their argument was toys. So if we look into the toy sphere and we look at things like blind boxes, Kinder Surprise eggs. Sorry for those in the US who can't have those suckers. They do have suckers. Things like that where you don't know what you're getting until you open the package. They are surprise mechanics, and EA argues that they are the same thing, at least from a legal standpoint.
Sure.
Just coming out and saying like, hey, that shit is surprise mechanics at one point is just fucking wild. But also I see where they're coming from a legal precedent. They are, the people speaking are lawyers. So obviously they will do that. My whole thing is that for me, I think loot boxes are nefarious. I think sometimes they can be implemented in an unfair way.
Okay.
So if you look at like gacha games and stuff like that, where the chance of you getting a 4-star Marth or like 0.00005% of any pack you open, right?
Yeah.
And I think that stuff can be a little unfair. And the other major thing is that these loot boxes are giving you something that isn't actually a tangible product. So you're...
What do you mean?
When I go out, and so when we're in Japan and we're getting all the gacha stuff. Some of the fun is turning the capsule, seeing what you get, and like, oh, I got the thing I got.
Yep.
Right. When I got when I got the Yowamushi pedal character I wanted, like I was ecstatic. I was like super happy, right? But when I did the Dr. Slump ones and I didn't get the Dr. Slump one, I was like, oh man, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
At some point you could say that is gambling, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is though is that you're getting a physical product, which then you can possibly sell on the aftermarket, so it's not a complete loss. Even if you don't get the one you want, there is a chance that you have a friend that you can trade with, you have a store that will buy it from you,
Sure.
or you even have the option of just buying a single card
Sure.
or a single something, right?
Yep.
Whereas in most loot box mechanics, you don't have that option. Some things like Overwatch have implemented crafting metals where it's like, okay, you got enough doubles to where you get coins and you can just craft whatever you want. But also you can't, in no system I know of, at least, that there's nothing you can trade. You can sell to an anonymous store. You can sell to another person unless you're on the Steam store, but that's kind of shady. It depends on game per game. And I think the fact that it's a strictly digital good makes it more nefarious in my mind.
Why?
Because again, you don't have as many avenues to recoup certain losses, right? And that's where like a slot machine is also a surprise mechanic, right? Like if I pull that lever and I get 3 bars, like hell yeah, I got hella cash. I love this game. But if I pull that thing, I get nothing in return, right? Absolutely nothing, which makes me correlate that closer to gambling than anything else.
I see.
You're not allowing the other half of the market to take place, I guess, right? The whole supply and demand market. Where you have supply, like Vince, you're a dude, you have supply, you have a cup I want, right? But you're like, hey, also all my cups are in boxes, and I know I have the one cup you want, but you have to randomly pick one. I don't get it. Can I sell this back to you? And you're like, nah, fuck you, right? Or there's like actually, and also you've put up some weird gate to where I can't actually sell it to anybody else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. It's tough because like when it comes to the whole digital aspect, I don't think there's a difference between digital or physical in terms of being able to sell it. I don't know if that should be included in the conversation because that's something that, like when you open a Kinder Surprise egg, right? No, like the manufacturer behind Kinder Surprise is not expecting you, the buyer, to be like, I didn't like what I got. I'm going to sell this or trade this. Like that's not part of their model.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're just like, we put in a slide that's 3 pieces.
Yeah. You either like it or you don't.
Yeah. Unless it's a rare slide.
Yeah. Like I kind of get what you're saying though, like how you can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's like that's the whole, like to me that's the whole point. Like you're putting money in to risk something, I guess what you're saying. So
but then that risk, wouldn't you say that the risk portion is closer to gambling than purchasing?
No, because you always get something in return. Gambling is absolutely there is no guarantee of some return. Like you may not find value in what you get, but you get something, right? Like to me, it's like buying a pack of booster cards, right? There's a chance for something awesome there, but 9 times out of 10, we end up with shit.
Yeah, I got a Caterpie.
We got energies.
Dude, but you need those energies to play the game.
I got land. I got half art, no hollow lands.
Meanwhile, I'm over here with my full art, snow-covered lands.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The other part that I thought was interesting is, in this argument at least, should products like that be held to the same standard? Should a Kinder Surprise egg, which is maybe a 75-cent purchase at max, be held to the same standard as a minimum $15 purchase?
I see.
Right? That's not a physical good.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know. I think the thing is, like, if you write the rule, the way law works is unfortunately it will be abided by at all tiers. Yeah. And while I can totally empathize with the people who are spending much more money, I think I hate it, but I would have to stick to my ground of like, well, I already said that's just the rule. And I would say that they're held to the same standard, like whatever. You spend that much money and you get back shit you don't like, well, no one told you to buy any.
It's really tricky because they're trying to frame it in the realm of addiction. because recently video games were labeled as a
An addiction.
legitimate addiction.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel things get iffy with things in terms of law,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can totally market certain things in a way to manipulate people with addictive personalities, but in that case, is that the company's fault? Is that their own individual fault? Can you fault someone who has addiction problems?
Yeah.
It's
That's
tricky.
that's a bigger question, but
Mhm.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
It's pretty tricky. But I did like the way they rephrase loot boxes as surprise mechanics. I was like, mwah! That was some like politickies like right there. That was strictly politicking.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, it's beautiful.
Surprise mechanics. Fuck.
We think that our players.
But do you think
enjoy
they
the
didn't
surprise.
use loot boxes because they knew they couldn't due to it being owned by other properties? And they didn't want to put them like they didn't want to put their like legally saying that in a court of law.
Yeah, I don't. I think they probably like took a bullet for the team at that point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because even in the hearing, they reference not loot boxes, but they reference their FIFA team packs.
Yeah,
right?
like they're using this time to be like, I'm gonna market some
Out
here.
there. Yeah, I'm gonna spitball this shit.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting.
I'm gonna plug this thing that we're fighting about.
Yeah, it's a really interesting topic, especially now that it's been taken to court and video games are being held to a different standard.
Absolutely.
Which may be on the same standard as gambling, depending on how they rule. So yeah. The other thing is that One Punch Man is getting a fighting game.
Sure is.
So One Punch Man, the fighter that no one knows, I believe.
Yeah.
A hero nobody knows. It is a 3-on-3 fighting game coming out for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And the trailer kind of plays out like a One Punch Man anime trailer, right? It's just Saitama punching things. It's other people doing fancy moves and special moves. But the thing is, my favorite thing about this trailer is the fact that every time Saitama is in a match, he takes no damage, does not flinch, and it doesn't matter what move you use against him, he is the One Punch Man. I want to know, is there a way that you can defeat Saitama in this video game?
Yeah, like I want to know what the mechanic is where you are going to care about this game, because if you have one character who's if you really have Saitama as he is meant to be, this will be the most boring game in the world.
How do you do Saitama versus Saitama?
Yeah, you don't.
Oh shit!
You don't.
You can't mirror match that.
No. Only okay. There is only one.
At that point, does it play like a regular fighting game?
Yeah, probably. That's the only way.
Is Saitama tournament legal?
Yes.
Oh no!
But one per team.
One per team. One per team. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it looks cool, but it kind of reminds me of the Kill la Kill If game that came out a while ago that wasn't so hot.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. And that what was it? The My Hero Academy Arena Fighter.
Yeah.
That also wasn't so hot.
Yeah. All these anime games. Why can't they be better?
Why can't Arc Systems make all of them? I don't know. All right, I don't know. So yeah, I guess it kind of looks a little disappointing, but it's cool that they're making it. Yeah. Maybe if it's like $5 on discount, I'll pick it up.
Oh, that's not happening. It's an anime game. They got to make their money.
I think anime games do go down to like $20 sometimes. Like I think those PS2 Budokai games are down to $20 finally.
Did you say the PS2?
PS2 Budokai games.
They're still $20?
They're still like $15-20. Fuck. That's Toronto prices though.
Whatever, man. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Don't get me started about those Ninja Storm games.
Oh,
fuck.
God.
Keeping on video game news, I thought this was cool too. A Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo have publicly come out against Trump's new tariff law. So
Oh no, this
President Trump is trying to. They're currently in a trade war with China. For those who don't know,
I just read the story.
they have proposed a new tariff
No.
that would include a 25% tariff on video game consoles.
Ooh.
For those purchases that do go forward despite tariffs, consumers would pay upwards of, quote, 840 million more than they would otherwise. In total, obviously. Someone's not paying $800 million for whatever. The companies have joined together. They have a joint letter dated for June 17th. And they say that 96% of video game consoles imported by the U.S. are manufactured in China. So a non-insignificant amount. Because places like Foxconn exist and all those manufacturing centers, for as better or worse as you find that, this would directly impact American buyers, just straight up.
Right.
No 2 cents about it. What do you? Obviously, we don't want tariffs, but we're also not in the States. If that tariff passes, do you think that only hinders new video game consoles? Because these manufacturers, these companies, they are in new console territory, right? Do you think that with these new consoles and their inflated launch prices, that if this goes through, does this kill that generation, or does this just mildly hinder it? You think it'll have an impact, of course, but...
I think it'll hinder it. I don't think it'll kill it.
Yeah. You don't think Sony's gonna be like, listen, $4.99 because of the tariffs, it was gonna be $3.99?
I don't know. I think that the big players won't even worry about mentioning the price. They'll be like, whatever. If everyone knows the taxes are here, now we're free to charge whatever the fuck we want,
and then blame the tariff.
Yeah.
I feel that's what the gaming community lately has been saying about companies being anti-crunch. The big thing now for bigger companies is to say, like, hey, we don't want to put our developers through crunch anymore. So obviously, and so all these delays, it's because we got rid of crunch. See, we're doing what you wanted.
Less content because we didn't want to put too much stress.
We did what you want, baby. Right?
Yeah.
And it kind of feels shitty because they're marketing a healthy workplace that way.
It's like the equivalent of like fair trade coffee.
Yeah.
But now it's like, these are fair created video games.
Yeah. It is. Oh, you wanted that update last week? Well, sorry, because we had to grow these developers from the womb in our natural, all organic.
That's what we need.
Synthopod.
That's what we need. Just a farm.
Just a developer farm?
Yeah.
Oh, like a render farm, but for people.
Yeah. That's my $1 million idea.
What's my purpose? You create you create Angry Bird games. Oh God. That fucking sucks. So yeah, that's video games got really political this week.
Yeah.
And then I guess the last thing we watched was a fan-made movie, short movie under 10 minutes.
Yeah. Overwatch
versus TF2.
Absolutely.
I can't believe it's taken this long.
Yeah, it feels like this was a year one project.
Yeah.
Not Overwatch is what, in its third, fourth year now?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely, and how has nobody attempted? But then again, we all did get distracted in year one because people did use...
Oh, they did use Source Filmmaker.
Yes, they did.
For nefarious reasons.
And that definitely took the attention of Overwatch for a year.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we can blame that.
Yes. But yeah, they give us what we want. They give us a battle between Overwatch and Team Fortress 2 characters.
Mm-hmm.
They make the spy do exactly what I thought he would do, which is anybody that is a robot just electro sappers them. Yeah. But there's a lot of cool stuff in this, like just a lot of references to the older games, fun character interactions and stuff like that. I think it's a really cool fan movie.
Yeah, it was really neat.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It's cool.
I was surprised at how violent it got, but
I wouldn't say it was any more violent than anything you see in the game.
Yeah, Overwatch doesn't have blood.
Fortress 2 does. And they were in a Team Fortress 2 map.
Oh, I guess so. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, it seemed like it was a pretty cool animation with a very fun twist ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is probably the most relevant twist ending to both games.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was cool. You should watch it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. But those are my picks.
Cool. Coolio.
What'd you do in your week?
I'm continuing watching Friends.
Why?
I finished season 2.
Why?
At this rate, I'm going to season a week.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get through all 10, I think.
I
think I'm gonna get through all 10.
That's crazy.
And then you know what I'm gonna do after that?
Full House.
No, I'm gonna load up The Big Bang Theory because I heard that finished last year.
Don't do it.
Because I got to season 7 and I think they got to 12 or to 11. I need to know how that ends.
Are you gonna start from the beginning?
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
But I need to know how it ends.
Oh.
I need to know.
12 seasons that show lasted.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Jesus.
12 seasons.
That's insane.
That's why it's the most successful sitcom of the modern age.
They're set for life.
Yeah. I think by the end they were getting paid the same amount as the Friends cast was in
or
their
like
prime.
the Seinfeld cast. Or
Yeah,
like a
and
million episode or something.
Yeah, so that's crazy. But
man,
could you imagine being on a sitcom for over a decade?
yes.
Because I think about where we were 10 years ago, and it's
Mhm.
I can barely remember.
Oh, I bet they don't remember what they're just going through the scripts.
Yeah,
Right?
but the thing is, it's filmed. They can actually look back and be like, and I bet they can associate memories to that, and it's just
probably.
it's like
Well, I'm sure if we went 7 years back and we listened to this podcast, we could do the same.
totally, but it wouldn't be the same. It's not.
We
like
wouldn't.
that.
We wouldn't be able to see ourselves.
Yeah, right.
Unless we watched all those video ones we posted up a long time
But
ago.
even that is, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Friends has been. I didn't realize, but the large part of my memory of Friends is strictly from the first 2 seasons.
Really?
Yeah, as of now I'm starting season 3. There's bits and pieces there, but I don't really know.
When's Smelly Cat?
That's in season 1.
When's the one where they buy the new recliner chairs and they don't want to move?
That is season 2.
Oh my god! Wow.
All the big moments you remember, they're in the first 2 seasons. I'm sure the rest has their own things,
Mhm.
but I didn't realize Ross and Rachel get together in the first 2 seasons.
Oh.
I thought it was something they held out longer.
And then they go on a break.
Yes, that's season 3.
Oh, season 3 is the break?
Yeah.
Wow, what happens in all the other seasons?
Yeah, there's 10 seasons, so I'm like, what happens in the back half of this show? Yeah, so
Monica gets a super robot.
maybe there's something I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that's Friends. No, the thing I actually did though was I finally got around to it. Oh, because I picked up my new car last week.
Mhm.
And of course the first thing I did was I put Initial D music on my phone so that I could listen.
Running in the night.
Exactly. And then I remember that I only finished up to stage 4 of Initial D.
Speed, lover.
So I finished stage 5 and final stage of Initial D. And
Damn.
I am done. I've seen all of Initial D now.
Does the anime do the whole series? It completes the manga and everything?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It ties a nice little bow. They go their separate ways.
Does the car get wings?
Yep.
Okay.
The car gets wings.
Because I recently got a line sticker pack.
Yeah.
And there's a sticker in there where the car has wings.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the fuck is even happening?
Angel wings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does that.
I heard that the final battle's a mirror match.
It is.
Oh my god.
So in the first season of Initial D, it's Takumi's famous is because he's the fucking prodigy.
He's the secret prodigy.
He's a secret prodigy who doesn't want to race.
Yeah.
But because of his upbringing, he's the master.
So deliver that tofu, baby.
So the final race of Takumi's, he faces that exact character type.
Oh my god.
And that exact character type is better than Takumi.
And he doesn't want to race. But
Yeah.
does Takumi win?
I can't tell you.
True facts.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, I want to watch this now.
But it's so crazy because they have the same car.
Awesome. Is the new kid is it like Mirror? Is it Bizarro World? Is the new kid's thing a black car with a white hood?
No.
Oh, is it a girl?
No.
Is he being taught by his mom?
Yes.
Oh my god. Amazing.
And his dad, the kid, his dad is an ex-pro rally driver.
Jesus Christ.
But they do the one thing that I've always questioned the show on, and the new kid. So Takumi's famous because he does the drifting thing, right?
Mhm.
But everyone who knows about cars tell you that drifting is the slowest form of racing.
But it looks cool.
But it's super flashy.
Yeah.
So the kid is all about grip.
So he doesn't drift at all.
No, and that's why he's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's like, I don't waste my tires being all showboaty.
Yeah.
And he just fucking flies.
Okay.
So, and spoiler, he disrespects Takumi. Basically, you know how they start out like chaser and follower?
Yeah.
So the new kid's is the leader.
Yeah.
But he's so fast, and he's like, I'm just gonna pull over and let you pass me.
And then he becomes the chaser?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it's so disrespectful.
Absolute mad lad.
Yeah, and you're like,
what the fuck?
Oh my god. Like, yeah.
I gotta watch this now. Shit.
Because what happens is he's pulling away, and he's like, where'd he go? And so then Takumi rounds the corner, and he sees the guy's blinkers are on. He's like, what's he doing? He's like, is he letting me past? And he does. He just looks at him, and he smiles. Dirty. So dirty.
What a legend.
So dirty. I was like, oh! But it was good. It was good.
That sounds great.
I'm so glad I finished it. It's good.
Is it worth it to watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's worth like all the final battles are really cool.
Okay.
But yeah, the final stage is only 4 episodes, and it is just the final battle.
All right, but I gotta ask you the most pertinent question: sub or dub?
It's got to be the sub.
Listen,
There's no dub on fifth or final.
is there plans to dub it?
I don't know. Ask Funimation.
Cause dude, that initial D dub, so good.
Listen, this show finished in 2015. If there was gonna be a dub, it would have happened.
Listen, so I've been rereading Great Teacher Onizuka the early years.
Yeah.
And Tokyo Pop translated that in like early to mid 2000s.
Okay.
But they didn't translate the last 5 volumes.
Oh.
And then Vertical came out and they're like, listen, we know you've been missing this for like 10 years. So here it is, 2016. We're just going to release the last 5 volumes.
Wow.
So maybe, you never know, in the future. Johnny Young Bosch could voice someone.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, the end of Initial D is something special.
Damn.
It is something special.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to pull out all the tricks and then some.
That's it.
I think so.
No Overwatch? No video games?
No, I was supposed to play Overwatch to get that medical skin.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Wow. How you gonna get it now?
I think I have till July 1st.
Oh, okay. Well, get on it.
Maybe we'll just watch more Friends.
You can do both.
No.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
Wait, like when you watch like a TV show that's in English, like do you fully commit to the show?
Yeah.
Damn. Good for you.
Yeah. I'm not part of this new age where I got to be on my phone and playing a game and having TV in the like when people say I put this on in the background for noise, I've never understood that.
Really?
No, because to me that's just wasted energy,
Mm.
and that's just me trying to focus on 2 things at once, and I'm being half-assed at both.
See, for me, whenever I do the 2 things at once type thing, the main thing I'm doing doesn't require that much brain power. Like it's either I'm grinding or I'm doing something like monotonous, and then I put on like a podcast. Right? I'm never like, oh, I'm deep into this fucking intricate Yakuza story, and then also I'm gonna put on Code Geass. Like,
oh, maybe you should.
Maybe I should. I gotta understand the Metal Gear story while also understanding Fully Holy.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Okay. So I've been doing a lot. So 2 things I forgot to talk about, or 1 thing I forgot to talk about last week was Rocket Man.
Rocket Man.
So the new Elton John biopic musical that came out in theaters. So first off, I didn't realize this movie is part musical. They use a lot of his songs within the story to help tell where he's at. So for those of you who don't know, Elton John is one of the most famous piano players that's ever lived. He is a rock icon.
Yes, he is.
He is very flamboyant.
Absolutely.
And this is his life from being a kid to almost modern day.
Oh, it goes that far?
Yeah.
Huh.
It basically goes up to just before he, like after he kind of beats his demons.
Yeah.
And he does like the bitches back, like he does his whole comeback thing.
Okay. Does he do the Lion King?
They do not do the Lion King.
Oh, okay.
They do not do the Lion King. Fortunately. Because I still have this theory that the Lion King ruined Elton John music, because I feel like everything he's released after the Lion King fucking sucks. Like it's like a Disney curse. I don't know.
Okay.
So the cool thing about this movie is that the movie opens up. He's walking down this hallway in full uh concert outfit. He's dressed up as a giant feathery devil. Walking down, and when he walks in and you think it's gonna be a concert, he walks into like a circle group. And it's a
What's like
therapy
AA?
group. It's like AA therapy group.
Oh.
And he walks in full costume and it starts talking about his life. The one really cool thing I like about this movie is that the more and more the story goes on, when they cut back to the group, the less of his facade he has on his person. And so it's like this really cool visual way to show like how he's evolving as a person, but also breaking down his own barriers towards other people in his life. And then the other cool thing is that they use his songs to illustrate, to really drive home where he was in his life, to sing something like that and why where he was, like why that song was important for that portion of his artistic career. The main thing here is that Elton John is a very talented musician. Apparently from a young age he would be able to hear a song and then replicate it on the piano without actually reading. He would just remember all the notes.
Yeah.
The thing is though, he didn't write any of his own songs lyrically.
Wow.
It was one of his friends that he met in London when he was trying to come up in the scene. And so one person does all of the lyrical writing, and then the guy just hands Elton a lyric page, and he's like, put music to this.
Yeah.
And that's how their thing worked.
Whoa.
Like, he was super talented at making music, but he was super shit at writing lyrics. And his friends like could write lyrics like a motherfucker, but couldn't actually write music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is Elton John himself in the movie?
No.
Okay.
I think he
Like he doesn't even make a cameo or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If he did, I missed it.
All right.
But I don't remember him actually making a cameo. But it's really cool. It shows his upbringing, like just him having really fucking shitty ass parents. People taking his small town naivete to advantage when he's making all this money. Him adjusting to the life of Hollywood and trying to like keep his friends while balancing all of his drug and addiction issues and stuff like that. It's a fantastic film. I can't compare it to the recent Queen movie because I haven't seen it.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
But this Rocket Man one is a fucking fantastic movie. And it made me remember like how good a lot of Elton John's music is. Like he defined rock and roll for a portion of a generation. Like he was the hottest shit. He was the king bitch. Like he was amazing in his time. So yeah, it was really cool to see his I guess fame in context with what he was going through, and also the context for the time that he was growing up in. It was a fantastic movie. Highly recommend it.
Cool.
The other thing for this going into this week, I watched a show called Mr. Pickles. It is an Adult Swim cartoon about a satanic dog called Mr. Pickles. And I don't really know how to talk about this show because there is some semblance of a through line, even though each episode is only 10 minutes. They try and carry certain things over from episode to episode so that there is a sense of like time passing.
Mm-hmm.
But also they really want to be a episodic show. So a lot of things that happen in the episode only really count for that episode. I want to say the majority, but they still want to carry over a little bit of things. So it's the pacing's really weird, I guess, for that, and also it doesn't make me really care about any of the characters in the show. Also because I don't think they want you to. So this show's fucking disgusting.
Yes.
I showed you a clip where Mr. Pickles kidnaps a girl, scalps her, cuts off her legs, then wears her legs, does a strip dance with her chopped off legs, gets money, goes to a liquor store, buys pornography and alcohol, jerks off in their grandfather's bed, and then leaves it there that's the one through line, is that the dog is always fucking with the grandpa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this show is just like 10 minutes of nonstop violence and gore and just in your face disgusting shit.
Wow.
I don't. I really got tired of it maybe after 4 or 5 episodes. I
Mm.
did come back in here and there watching with my friends. But it wasn't necessarily that the gore was off-putting to me. It was just that it wasn't it was the main focus of the show, and it wasn't appealing enough for me to care. Like
Mm.
it's not like the gore served any purpose other than to show like, hey, he's a satanic dog, which you kind of get from the jump. And it's weird because the writers are conflicted. Like in certain cases, they make him the most despicable fucking dog in the universe.
Yeah.
But also, it doesn't make sense because he is being controlled by this little kid with leg braces, like Forrest Gump style. And also, there are some episodes where his character should do a certain action. Um, One episode is dedicated to that he wants to fuck his owner's mom. Like, he just literal doggy style. And the thing is, in the other show, he's done more heinous shit. Like, he's definitely taken someone else's mother, wore their father's skin over top of his body, and then fucked the mom wearing the dead father's skin.
Wow.
Right? Like shit like that. But for some reason in this episode, he doesn't do the thing he set out to do, right? Like he has in his doghouse, he has an underground lair that has a river of blood. He has a boat made out of live corpses that are all sewn together.
Wow.
That travels down the river Styx, basically.
Huh.
He turned a bunch of animals into like BDSM slaves. Right? Like,
it's just you do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. You see a turtle and you don't want to fuck it, you gotta turn into a BDSM turtle.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's a really weird show because they want to have some sort of through line, but also they want to be this episodic, gory mess. In some ways, it reminds me of Metalocalypse, but not as interesting. Metalocalypse is another show where they're a death metal band, but they use that gore to like fill out their whole persona. Like that's their whole thing. It plays into their music. It plays into the storylines. It plays into all the characters that they meet up with. But in this one, it's just like, here's a bunch of individually gross people who live in this town with this really fucked up dog, and then everyone else is so fucking dumb that they can't realize that the dog is crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just a lot of situations like that to just pull me out of the show, and I'm like, definitely a show can be gory and disgusting and still be intriguing, but this is not it. This is not it.
All right.
It's not very good.
Okay.
It somehow got renewed for a 4th season. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
It's not great. The other thing I did is I played the Iceborne beta.
Oh yeah, that was out.
I only got to play against the new Moose character. He's really cool. Yo, man, you gotta drink a hot drink in that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, you get into the area and it's all like, man, it's fucking cold. You should drink a hot drink. Nothing like a good hot drink.
It's awesome that you didn't have to pack it. Right?
I think I didn't have to pack it because the game gives you a loadout, but I think you have a limited amount.
Oh, yes, you do.
So I think you might have to pack it in the full game.
Nope.
TJ, I don't remember. In World, do you have to pack a cold drink?
Yes.
But is it like it's not part of your main
inventory,
right? Like,
What do you mean?
like it won't take up a spot for when
I think it does, but they have
It does.
yeah, but carving takes up its own slot.
That's
now.
what I mean. Yeah.
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 Like it's not part of your main hunting slot. Like your
It's
resource
like
slot.
it's in the same slots as like life powder, mega potions,
Yeah.
stuff
yes.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you do have to pack it.
Okay.
It's more Monster Hunter. I really like some of the changes they made. So they have this new grapple hook to where when a monster is kind of stunned or not moving, you can go into the shooting mode, like we have the slinger, and if you press circle, you shoot a grappling hook. And if you successfully grapple onto the monster, you'll do a special, like, just attack that's guaranteed damage. But the thing is that you can only use that when the monster is not moving. If there's any sort of movement, if he, like, jostles a little bit, then when you get there, you just fall off. Right? So it's not as busted as you think it is, and it's not a true mount.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't count as a true mount. So you can grapple to them, and when you do the move, they don't fall over. Like, unless they're really close to stun or something, then they'll fall over.
Yeah.
But normally, it's just you jump up in the air, do a move, and then continue on with the battle as normal.
I see.
Right? So it's not as busted as everybody thought it was going to be. It seems like your cat could tame smaller monsters.
Okay.
Because in the snow level, there's like these skunk-looking things.
Yeah.
And at one point, it had a name above it like my cat did, and it followed me around and attacked the bigger monster with me. So I don't know what happened there. I think it's like the cat can tame it.
So I think you're also supposed to be able to ride them.
Oh, really?
I wasn't able to do it. But...
Okay. So apparently you can ride them, but I wasn't able to do it either. But I watched some of my friends play the Tigrex battle, and that just seemed fucking annoying.
Oh, it seemed like Tigrex.
It seemed like Tigrex. It just seemed annoying. They did bring back certain sections of the stage where, like, you know, when he's like running at you and like chomping, where he can chomp into a wall and get stuck.
Oh.
So they brought that back in certain situations, so that's really fun.
Oh, look at it this way. Could have been worse. Could have been Barryoth.
It could have been underwater.
Oh, that's true.
Is Barryoth not in World?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
No. Good.
But he is an ice monster.
He is an ice monster, it's true. DLC.
Mm.
Oh, disgusting. So yeah, Tigrex is back. He looks cool. I forgot just how much stuff they streamlined in that game. Like, you have your item wheel, and it's like, I want a whetstone. I'm not going to scroll through it. I'm just going to flick right on the joystick and then start sharpening. I forgot how easy skills are to get on your armor in that game. Like, every piece of armor that has a skill on it counts. You don't have to have +5. You don't have to have +10 for it to actually be in effect. There's just a lot of smart stuff in there that's streamlined, and I'm really excited for it. I kind of want to play Iceborne now. A lot of the new moves don't really seem to add too much, but it does add... Some add more than others. So, like, for the longsword, they have this, like, anime sheath attack now, where there's one special move where if you put it in your sheath and then you do the attack, it takes away one of your built-up bars. You know when you do your spirit attack and you get, like, white, yellow, red? So if you're at red and you do the attack, it'll bring it down to yellow, because it's a really powerful attack. But if you do that attack as you're being hit and you do it as a parry, then there's no penalty, and you do a bunch of damage. So there's different ways to play. Whereas the one with the hammer, you're not doing too much. You're still spinning. You get this like different blaster shot that does more damage, and it does a lot of stun. So maybe you're able to stun them and then go in for another hit on the head. But it's not too much change. So I think some benefit more than others. And then I did try and play the Insect Glaive, which plays a lot differently than the one in Generations, which I'm used to, where when you're in the air and you start your spin attack, it actually like interrupts your momentum. So where in Generations, it's just one arc and then you start spinning within the arc. In this one, it's almost like you double jump at one point and you get stuck and then you come down, which is like really weird to get used to. I don't really like it. I don't like it. But I think the coolest upgrade to that is that your Kinsect can hold 2 upgrades before you have to call it back.
Oh.
Right? So you can get a red and a white and then call it back at once. Or I think you can charge it up and get multiple in one hit and then do stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Monster Hunter's Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I want to see the new stuff they add. To be honest, the most interesting stuff out of Monster Hunter World was the stuff they added after the fact.
I never played that stuff.
Like all the tempered stuff, the Xeno'jiiva.
Oh, I played Xeno'jiiva. I didn't play the raid.
Well, Xeno'jiiva was like high rank. But they had the Kulev Torath, I think.
I didn't play that.
I didn't play the what's it called? The Final Fantasy crossover.
Same. I think I might. That might be my summer game. I don't think it's
Fire Emblem 3 Houses though.
Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be between those two as my summer game.
So the thing apparently with this is that to play into Iceborne, you don't even have to get as far as like tempered stuff. So if you had just beat Xeno'jiiva, you're going to be geared enough to where you can take on the Iceborne content. Yeah. If you're have like tempered gear and the Kulev Torath gear, you're going to be way over geared. So you're going to be rewarded for your grind.
Cool. So it sounds like I'm gonna grind.
Yeah. So, but you can go beyond that. Obviously, this is the G rank expansion.
Yeah. I definitely am gonna get in because I forget how to play.
Mm-hmm.
I know I use the bow and the Switch Axe, but
Switch X in this game is very good.
the last time I played Monster Hunter was on the Switch, and I know that plays differently.
It does very different.
So I forget half of the mechanics in this
I
game.
forgot that you can move while healing.
Yes.
And that when you're healing, it's gradual.
Yes.
And it's not just gunk.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It's crazy.
There's a lot of stuff you can do in World.
It's a wild world we live in.
Oh, it's a great game.
It's pretty great. The other thing I played was Shadow of the Colossus PS4 remake.
Oh, I feel like this is what your like fourth time playing this game.
I fucking love Shadow of the Colossus. I was talking about it with my friend, and he's like, do you consider video games to be art? And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, and if I had to rate Shadow of the Colossus, I'd rate it an art out of 10.
Wow.
There's just something about that game. Like,
they changed the controls in the PS4 one, right?
They made it a little bit more modernized. Nothing too crazy. I think my favorite change is the way they display stamina. So as your stamina gets larger, your circle just doesn't get comically large. It's that your circle is there, and then you get a bar extension. Right? So that looks nicer on screen. And then they also changed up how the time trial items work, if you ever got those.
No.
So when you beat the game, you unlock time trial mode. And if you pray at one of the statues in a new game plus, you do a time trial where you have to beat the Titan within a certain, or the Colossus within a certain time limit.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you beat, the more bonus items you get.
Right.
So you get a map that shows where all the fruits are. So when you look into your map, you see where all the fruits are. You get a lizard detector to where when you're walking around, you pull up the map and you can see where all the white-tailed lizards are to upgrade your stamina and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But also, there's no but. I just fucking love the game. I just love that game. So I beat it I beat the normal mode. I went through everything, and then I beat all the Colossi again in time trial mode for normal. And now I'm halfway through hard mode. And then there's a separate set of rewards for you beating it in time trial hard mode. And then there's a couple trophies in there that they actually reward veteran players for doing. So like, you know the one in the Spiral Coliseum, and you got to shoot his legs and he falls down.
Yeah.
So if you beat him before he turns back over, that's like a bonus reward. Like, oh, you speed ran that shit. Good for you. You know the third one where he has the big sword looking thing, and then you can like launch yourself up to his head.
Yep.
There is a reward for you defeating him without actually breaking his wrist armor.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's some clever stuff like that to reward people who've been playing it multiple times, but I don't think I'll ever get tired of that game. Just the way everything is set up, especially on the PS4, this game is fucking gorgeous. Just riding through all these landscapes, the way they have the camera pull out cinematically as you're riding through, just having nature around you. The clunky controls are kind of still there, but they play into that fact. They play into the fact that like, hey, you're just a fucking dumbass human facing these giant ass colossi, and you kind of it's this. I put it in the same way as like Resident Evil 2 is scary because the controls are bad.
But the remake fixes that.
Yeah, but that game's not as scary.
I think it's still pretty scary.
It's kind of scary. It's not as scary as like as I remember like those.
As you remember that game though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were, I mean,
or like Resident Evil 4. Like I think Resident Evil 4 still has like a lot of those tank control style stuff.
Resident Evil 4 is not even scary.
Yeah, but like also what changed that? I think a lot of it has to do with the controls.
What, Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, like being like walking around a corner and like being like, oh fuck, there's a dog here, and like you having to turn around and like fuck. Like a lot of that is scary because of the way you control that game.
See, I don't know if it's scary, if it was just more irritating.
There's a fine line.
Yeah,
there's a fine
like
line.
there was. I think initially it was scary.
Yeah,
but then that just turned into frustration.
See, I guess I never got to the frustration point. I just always thought it was like
so fucking.
It was so tense for me. And that's how I feel about Shadow of the Colossus. Like when you're on these colossi and you're grabbing onto this monster and it's like jostling you around. It's like, I want to get this stab in, but it's just like shaking and moving you. It's like, yeah, it should because it's fucking huge. Yeah. Right? So it's cool to replay that game again. But this PS4 remake is definitely the way to play it. I think it's pretty cheap now. It's like $20 on clearance or on sale or whatever. So yeah, it's fucking fantastic. I love that game so much. I can't believe they got me so interested in a story where only one person talks. And it's an ethereal being from the sky.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right?
Yeah.
The only other time you get dialogue is at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that script is 2 pages.
Yeah.
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 That is a fantastic piece in minimalist storytelling.
Absolutely.
It's great. It's great. And then the last thing I did today was I started playing Judgment.
Yep.
The new game by the Yakuza team. It's good. It's really good.
Is it just more Yakuza?
So they've added, think of if Yakuza also had Phoenix Wright elements.
You're in court?
Okay, Miles Edgeworth elements.
Oh.
So you're like,
that's not a selling point.
You're
Miles
like-
Edgeworth was not the good Phoenix Wright.
I thought Miles Edgeworth was pretty good.
I thought it was different, but it wasn't.
Yeah. So you're still getting like you're getting the intricate crime story, but now you're on the opposite side of the law. You're not the person, well, sometimes you are. You're not the person who's just like going in there be like, I got pulled out of the game, but now I'm back in, whatever, blah blah blah. And I got to solve all my problems with my fists, right? You kind of take a more lawful approach. You are I think his name is Takumi.
Takumi?
Is it Takumi? He was a lawyer.
There it is.
I learned that apparently in Japan, the conviction rate in Japan for crimes is 99%.
Of course it is.
That's crazy.
That's Japan.
That's fucking wild.
I can tell you some other crazy stats about Japan if you really want.
Hit me up.
No, I can't.
But I wanted to know. So yeah, oh yeah, there it is. It's not Takumi. It is Takayuki Yagami. So you play as Takayuki. He is a ex-lawyer where you had miraculously had someone proven innocent. Like that 99% conviction rate, fuck that shit. But it turns out like 2 days after the case, your firm gets a call, and that person you had stopped from being put in jail needs to be represented again because he has been charged with the murder of his girlfriend and burning down her apartment complex. And that sends you into like apparently this guilt spiral, which you kind of learn more about as you play through the game of like, how can I be a lawyer if I can't even tell good from bad, right from wrong? Like, what use am I? So he becomes kind of on the outskirts of the law. He becomes a detective with his best friend who's ex-Yakuza, who got kicked out of the gang for some reason.
Oh my god.
Which I haven't learned yet. So you go around with your handy dandy drone.
Oh.
There's drones in this game. And you're a detective. You're a private detective. You take different cases for different people. Hopefully you do whatever. But your most recent case is that you're trying to get money from this guy who owes your client money. And it turns out your client is a Yakuza bigwig, part of the Tojo clan. And currently in the story, he's been set up for murder because there's been a murder that happened in Kamurocho. The whole game takes place in the same city.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And, this murderer has a calling card, pretty much, of taking his victim's eyes.
Oh. That's a calling card, all right.
That's a calling card, all right. So this guy was found with sunglasses on, but like a bunch of blood around his eyes. And when they like pull back the thing, they cut to like behind the victim's head.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like he took his eyeballs. Like, oh my god. They don't actually show him having no eyes.
I'm sure they don't.
Yeah. And so they think it's this guy. So right now I'm like trying to see if this guy's innocent, if he's guilty. Like he has a pretty solid alibi, but also it coincides with the time of the murder. So see what's going on there. It's more Yakuza. Your new character fights a lot differently. So it's still a brawler, but you have 2 stances. Where in the later Yakuza games you had like different styles. This one is one stands for group fighting and one stands for one-on-one battles. And you can switch between them pretty freely. Other than that, you still have heat moves, which are now called EX actions. You can become friends with citizens, and you get EX bonds, which then translate into EX actions, like special ones that you do with your buds. But so far I'm only maybe 5 hours into the game, and because it's a Yakuza game, that shit doesn't get fully fleshed out until like 20 hours in.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if the world opened up yet.
The world is starting to. Like
Okay.
it's doing the same progression as Yakuza games.
Yeah.
But it is the framework of it is definitely more Yakuza. You are still in Kamurocho. You are still going to the same Club Segas, the same areas of town.
Yeah.
You're still doing heat actions.
Heat action.
You're still eating at the same Smile Burger. A lot of it is very... Even some of the heat actions are the same, where they just took the animations from 6 and then put it into this guy.
Right.
So there's a lot of holdover, which makes sense because this game came out, what, a year after Yakuza 6?
Yep.
So you're not going to make a whole new 80-hour action RPG in a year without keeping some assets. But the whole new take of you are on this quote-unquote good side of the law is really cool, because you're coming at these Yakuza gangs from a different perspective, which they treat you differently. You're not this legend anymore. So you have to be creative in how you get into certain areas, how you get into certain buildings. How stories play out is completely different. It's really cool. This I would say that if you ever wanted to get into Yakuza games, this is the time, because this is the Yakuza game experience, but you're starting from scratch. You're starting fresh with a new character. He's probably gonna, if it goes well, is probably gonna have his like 5 other games or whatever the fuck. So it's cool. I really like it. I can't really say too much more other than what I've said, because I'm not that far in.
Cool.
I did some drone races. That was fun.
That sounds so lame. Sounds so lame.
Yeah, but I had slot car races in 5 and 6 and 0.
See, that's cool.
Slot car races are fucking rad.
They are cool.
Yeah. Oh, and like another part of this is, I don't know how much it plays into the actual gameplay, but certain missions require you to be in disguises, so you can like build up your disguise repertoire. Like I had to break some building's air conditioning, or no, heating, because the game takes place in December, and then pretend I was the repairman to get into the building and do whatever shit I needed to do. So it's cool. Certain sections are more stealth, are more clever, and then you get into a boss fight and you're like, no, this is a Yakuza game. He's got 4 health bars and different phases and stuff. So it's cool. I really want to see how this plays out.
Neat.
But it has all the wackiness of the Yakuza franchise.
Cool.
And I think that's it. It's been my week.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's I think that's gonna be us for the week as well. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I think we were a bit longer this week. It's all good.
Yeah, for good reason at the beginning there.
For 4 Fs.
Yeah, for 4 Fs.
Yeah. And that's it.
Okay.